Welcome to Criminality. Let's take a dive into the greatest heists in history and how the criminals have pulled off the perfect crime. The most fascinating crimes in the history of the world are unquestionably the heists, despite the fact that there have been many other great crimes as well. Heists require strategy, a crew, and flawless execution. Heists are most fascinating because, while being illegal, the schemes are frequently ideal and flawlessly carried out. Such heists are a popular topic among people of all ages because there are so many examples of them in the history books. So without further delay, let's start. Antwerp Diamond Heist. With billions of dollars worth of diamonds passing hands there every year, the Antwerp Diamond District constitutes one of the most strictly guarded locations in the entire world. And single of the biggest diamond heists in history occurred there in 2003, carried out by a single band of thieves. The School of Turin gang's majority of members have subsequently been detained, but the diamonds have never been found. Leonardo Notar Bartolo, a small-time diamond trader, resident of the Diamond Center, and a thief who has committed numerous small-scale jewelry robberies, was thought of by the police as in charge of the heist. He claimed his innocence and was recruited for the robbery through an unnamed diamond dealer. Yet investigators suspect he was the robbery's leader. Notar Bartolo said that he had been hired to document the elaborate security mechanism of the vault. Notar Bartolo claims that the dealer arranged for him to work with a small group of Italian jewel robbers, each of whom had a special skill set for the heist. Do you know? The method of reaching the riches was totally difficult. The 10 layers of security, which were previously believed to be unbreakable, were breached by the burglars. They avoid using cameras, keypad disarming sensors, the combo dial, the key lock, magnetic sensors, lock steel gate, and light, heat, and motion detectors. They removed the plastic coating from the sensor's wires and utilized metal to deceive the magnetic field. Following that, they piled up bags with diamonds and other jewelry. It took 2 hours to remove everything from the building, but everything eventually came undone with respect to one gang member. That person was Pietro Davano, also known as Speedy, a close friend of Notar Bartolo's for his entire life. Speedy was unable to withstand the pressure. He had to stop after loading the treasure into this automobile because he was experiencing a panic attack. Surprisingly, not a single alarm sounded. On Monday morning, when security officers arrived, they discovered that 100 out of the 189 safe deposit boxes had been broken into, with some of the stolen property still lying on the floor. The strong steel door to the vault was also open. Through the use of security footage, officials were able to locate Notar Bartolo. He received a 10-year prison term. Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum theft. The FBI and the art world have been fascinated and dissatisfied by the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist for more than 20 years. Two males who pretended to be police officers entered the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, Massachusetts, in the early morning hours of March 18, 1990. Two young males were on duty that evening as museum guards. Assuming there had been some sort of incident, one of them, Rick Bath, disregarded protocol and allowed the fictitious police officers to enter through the employee entrance. The theft from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum still ranks as the biggest theft of private property in American history, and the museum also offered the largest reward ever. The two robbers took 13 works of art in 81 minutes, including an ancient Chinese ritual vase, 3 Rembrandt paintings, numerous Degas works, a Manet, and a French imperial eagle from the Napoleonic Wars. The thieves simply vanished into the night after that. The missing components have not been discovered. Brazilian bank robbers. In 2017, Brazilian police detained 16 individuals who were about to commit the biggest bank robbery in the history of the nation by tunneling toward a vault holding $318 million in cash. Just as the suspected gang was about to utilize its excellently prepared tunnel to open the safe inside the Banco do Brasil branch in the financial center of the country, authorities rushed in. According to police head Fabio Pinheiro Lopez, it would have been the largest robbery in history. Fans, lights, and sophisticated assistants were present. Alsocio Gomez Noriega, according to the authorities, was the organization's mastermind. The group must be held in pretrial custody, the judge decided. The team actually dug the tunnel by hand, despite how unlikely it seems. They placed the soil in sacks and moved it outside through a stormwater channel that was underground. Gang members left one of the rented home's rooms and climbed a 2-meter ladder to reach the tunnel. The tunnel was strengthened with iron and wood beams, was roughly 1.5 meters high, and was even wired with lights. To lessen the dust, plastic waste bags were used to line the walls. According to reports, there was food, water, specialized gear, and drilling equipment within the hole. The 3 gang members who took part in that attempt had previously used ventilation and lighting-equipped tunnels to escape from 2 different prisons. $500 million cyber heist. Cyber criminals from Eastern Europe entered at least 100 banks in 30 countries beginning in 2009, generating up to $1 billion in unauthorized transfers and stealing control of ATMs over a 2-year period. They accomplished this using an enigmatic Trojan known as Spy. The attackers started by attacking banks in Germany, China, as well as the United States before moving on to those in Russia. At first, they got away with it, but soon after, authorities found them, and they were arrested. Spy creators Alexander Andreevich Panin, also known as Gribidman and Harderman Online, entered a plea agreement with authorities in January 2014 and admitted to conspiring to commit bank along with wire fraud. Attorney Steven Grimberg said that Spy, a notable piece of malware created between 2010 and 2012, was used to infect more than 50 million machines and harm people and financial institutions all over the world to the tune of around $1 billion. A second individual, 27-year-old Algerian Hamza Ben Delij, also known online as BX1, received a 15-year term. He allegedly used the software to steal financial information while selling Spy versions online, according to the prosecution. Spy was a specific kind of Trojan virus that silently installed itself on victims' computers in order to acquire private data, such as login information for bank accounts, credit card numbers, passwords, and PINs. The skill set needed to find cyber criminals differs greatly from that of regular law enforcement. $1 million pharmacy robbery. In 2016, the proprietor of a high-value pharmacy in Fort Worth, Texas, rang in the new year with a demolished enterprise missing medication valued at $1 million. In the wee hours of December 2031, according to General Manager Jane Laffbaum, there was an intrusion at the drugstore at 720 North Industrial Boulevard. Drugs having a street worth up to $1 million were taken by the burglars, according to her. Men in black may be seen trying to break into a safe while crawling on surveillance video. The video shows cough syrup and prescription bottles that have been spilt, as well as what seems to be a safe with one of its sides hacked off. Richard Irby, a worker, claimed the robber zip-tied him and 3 other workers. The thief loaded the bag with drugs before fleeing out the rear door. According to Irby, the main 3 that the majority of them abuse are yellow hydrocodone, Soma, and Xanax. Irby wonders how long it will take for one of those criminals to conclude that the narcotics are valuable enough to justify using a gun. The video eventually gained a lot of popularity, garnering over 4 million views and still going. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for being to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think about this video below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.